Winston.
I'm Akiwele Burayidi.
And yeah, go ahead.
And we're both dance majors at the University of Wisconsin-Madison.
Okay, so what has influenced you the most in like creating in this discipline that you're in?
I feel like I'm influenced by so many things. Just like I'm influenced by the people around me for the most part, I think. I really enjoy working with other people.
And does that like inspire you to create your own? Like what inspires you to create your individual own works?
More so than just like dancing on my own, I really enjoy dancing with my friends.
Yeah.
So like last year I made this duet with my good friend Audrey Glock, and it was just so much fun to like be in rehearsals for that process.
Yeah.
We were just like hanging out for like a few hours on weeknights, and all of a sudden like we had this like 8-minute piece that like came from nowhere that we were just like having so much fun. And it ended up becoming a piece.
It was beautiful. It was
Yeah.
beautiful.
And like you and I have also worked on pieces together.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
freshman year we did a lot of choreography. It was kind of stressful. We were just like doing like the make a piece in a day kind of thing, like all of a sudden, but it was fun because we were doing it together.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of process that I like to be a part of.
Are there any like bigger outside influences that drive your force to like love this discipline?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm just always inspired by like things I see on Instagram or like different people I've worked with in different places. I love watching like Pina Bausch's work and like a lot of the dance theater type stuff because I just really enjoy things that aren't like just dance and like that really make you think or like are something different than what you've maybe seen in like a normal dance concert.
I'm hearing you talking about this barrier that you're using to you're adopting and pushing in a positive way. Have you ever like came across something like that you felt as a boundary or like that kind of like put your process on hold? Like how do you deal with that? It could be like now, it could have been like in the past, it could like you thinking of something about in the future. Like what kind of boundaries would you think you would cross? Like how do you process? How do you get over those?
I think definitely like burnout has been like a big thing for me in the past because I just like push through so many things, and I know you're kind of like this too. Like we're both workaholics, so like go, like no matter what, like just 10 rehearsals a day. And like when you're in other people's processes so much and like doing so many rehearsals for other things, it feels like draining to even think about like doing something for yourself or like dancing for yourself or like just improvising for fun, like dancing for fun because dancing should be fun.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely something that I've struggled with in the past and something that I've been really trying to do now, just like only dancing when it's fun for me.
Yeah.
And like only thinking about like how can I make this better for like everyone involved.
I heard you you mentioned yoga, Miss Yogi, in training. So how do you think that discipline will kind of affect your discipline of dance or like movement? Do you think they have any correlation, like for people who are like I sing but like I also want to dance? Like how do you see yoga and like dance mix? I know it's kind of like easy to go like yeah it's the same, but like how do you think that would influence your process as well?
I started my like yoga teacher training in July of this past summer, which was something I wouldn't have been able to do like if it wasn't for COVID. I'm doing it on Zoom and got a scholarship to do it.
Second good thing.
Yeah, exactly. And I've honestly been really enjoying it because the program that I've been doing is really focused on like the history of yoga and like really diving into like all of the theories behind it and like all of that, and it's really been helping me like find balance again. Like yoga is all about like balancing your like mind, body, spirit.
Yeah.
I was reading Light on Yoga by Iyengar for one of my classes, and one of the things he said in like the intro chapter was that like dancers and like actors and musicians and some people like get really unbalanced because they're so focused on their like physical body, but then don't have any balance with like their mind and spirit. And I know like we've definitely experienced that where we like can definitely tell like you've been working on your body a little too much. You should probably take care of your emotions before you start hurting people.
Yeah, those rehearsals where you just English is no longer a thing. Like you don't know what
like
left
no
and
one
right
seems
is.
to care. So that's definitely something that I think will help me in the long run.
Yeah, and I think it's like very vulnerable space to be in when you're like it's always like so physical, and like I think a lot of people also forget that like dance is also about connecting all three, like yoga, and like just kind of like being in line with that. I couldn't, like, obviously it's easier said than done, but
yeah,
I find that crazy.
I know.
Like, keep going. Also, like, I think it's very important. Like, COVID has definitely, like, this time has definitely showed you that, like, you need to take care of yourself first. And I heard you talk about balance, and like, what do you mean by balance? Like, is that a skill that you obtained over time? Like, this is something that I need for myself. Like, what does that look like? What does that skill look like for you? What does that mean in the dance world?
Yeah, well, I think in the dance world, so often we're asked to like push beyond our limits, and like push beyond our boundaries, and just like keep going no matter what, and like sacrifice everything for the art. But definitely like these past few years, even before COVID, I've kind of been thinking more about like how can like the art serve me as a human, rather than like what can I sacrifice as a human for the art. And I think that's just really important.
It is
like
really
super important for like the longevity of your career, so you don't get burnt out, but also just so that you feel good, as like healthy and safe. And yeah, that's definitely important to me.
Like, I've heard you talk about like implementing that into your process after, you know, like maybe this idea of like back to face safely. Is that something that you would carry in your craft?
I hope
like
so.
Something that you would want to like it hasn't like you involved in this space and you want to like push that. I think that's really important though. Like in a dance world, like finding that balance. Like again, like reevaluating that like you're important, and then like what can you bring with your importance. I was wondering like, is there like a perfect workspace for you? Is like a dream workspace for you? I know this idea of like a studio, it's always like, if I can get in a studio, but like what does that mean to you? Like what's the ideal dream workspace?
The ideal workspace would have people that I admire and like look up to, like my friends and like collaborators. And also I think it would be maybe more in nature, because I've recently also realized how much it's important to me to like be outside and like be doing that. And also like after my freshman year of college, I went to Perry Mansfield's like summer intensive in Colorado, and they like all of their studios are like outside and like you're basically just like dancing in the mountains, and it's so fun. And I was like, this is how I want to be doing it all the time.
So if you were to give advice to yourself, your younger you, an aspiring dancer, artist, mover, what would you say? Like, what is like the go-to thing that you wish you had, or like that helped you along the way?
I think I would say like don't be afraid to like take a step back, or don't be afraid to like try different things. Because like I was super afraid of just not like being in class every day at the beginning of COVID, and like maybe like losing some of my like physical like things that I could do like in my strength and stuff like that. But like the more it went on, I kind of realized like it's okay, like nothing's gonna happen to me if I like take a break from dance and like explore these different parts of myself that like I never got a chance to before, because I was so like on the go in the studio and like dancing and rehearsing for like so many things. So I would definitely say don't be afraid to take a step back and like explore different things, try different art forms, and see like where else you can draw inspiration from.